What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to give you a super quick tutorial about how to assemble or build our Canon XC15 cameras. So you're gonna wanna start by grabbing a backpack. Those are in the cabinets in the back of the room. And each of these backpacks should have several items in it that you have to put together to make this camera work. So obviously we've got the camera itself, so Canon XC15. It's going to have a microphone adapter. It's gonna have a audio cable to connect the microphone adapter to the camera. It'll have a microphone. So this is a shotgun microphone, is the style that we keep in these bags. And then we also have a tiny XLR cable, which will connect the microphone to the microphone adapter. So I'm also going to go ahead and put this on a tripod, which is really the best way to build it is to go ahead and put it on the tripod first. So I'll grab a tripod. Just open this up here. All right, so a quick note on these tripods. I always like to start by opening the bottom portion of the legs first, because then it's down closer to the floor, and if you're making any smaller adjustments, you don't have to look at, you don't have to bend over to get those adjustments made. It's a little closer to you. So clamps, all three of them, just open up. Then I'll open up the tripod, bump that middle down. This is actually a pretty good height right now for what I'm doing. I'm just showing you how to assemble these cameras. So on the bottom of these cameras, you've got a quick release plate for the tripod. It should normally have the correct one for this Davis and Stanford tripod on it. If it doesn't fit, talk to me about it and I'll get it swapped out for the right one. So with this tripod, it's going to slide in from the back. So you kind of just get the plate mounted in these grooves, you slide it in, and then now you may have heard us like click. If I try and pull it on or off, it's not actually going to come off, but it's not tightly secured on here either. So on the right side, there's a little knob. I'll tighten that up. You might even be able to see from the camera right now that at the moment, this tripod is super off kilter. So down at the bottom here is a knob. And if I loosen that up by turning it clockwise, now on the back of the tripod is a little level, and I can actually get that air bubble in the right spot, tighten this back up, and now as long as this one here on the left is loosened, I can now tilt the camera how I want. This spot here on the front changes or locks off your pan, so if you want to be able to pan or not, but most of the time that's open because it makes sense that you probably do want to pan. However, the one on the side, you probably want to tighten that whenever you're not using it, or it tends to drift up or down a little bit. All right, so assembling this camera. You're gonna take that microphone adapter and it mounts on the top of the camera in what's called the hot shoe. So you wanna slide that in to those grooves and then tighten this little knob down as well. Next, I will connect using this audio cable. So the camera itself has a spot for the audio connection. It's just listed as audio here on the left side of the camera. And then also on the microphone adapter on the right side is a spot for the microphone. So you can see on these, they have little triangles on the cable, and that's how it's supposed to line up with the camera and the adapter. So I'm just gonna make sure that I have that lined up. And then when you're routing this cable, it can kind of be in your way. So you have a few options for how you wanna do it. You can either run it along the front and clip it into the spot where the microphone attaches, which is usually the best part. One of these is actually damaged, so you can't clip it in there. And if you have that camera, what you'll have to do is kind of just run the cable around the back and move the LCD monitor so that it's not really in your way. From here, once this is built in, you'll attach the microphone. So up at the top, this is where a shotgun mic gets mounted. If you're using a handheld microphone, a little different. You don't have to mount that one, but I'll show you how to mount this. So you just open up this little latch and the microphone goes in here. close it back down, and again, tighten up this little knob. All right, now I'm going to connect the microphone to the microphone adapter. So XLR, as we've probably talked about in class, has two different ends. There's a male end and a female end. I don't think I probably need to tell you why they're named that, but that is actually the way that they're referred to industry-wide. So I'm gonna plug the female end into the microphone and the male end into the adapter. So whenever we're using the shotgun mic, I always like to have everybody plug that into input 1, and we try and keep everything set the same way because these shotgun mics need something called phantom power. It's just a little bit of electricity that gets sent to the microphone to make it work better. And you can change those settings on this microphone adapter of sending phantom power to either channel 1 or 2, but we go ahead and just leave these set up for the most part where input 1 is getting that phantom power that these microphones need. So that's really it. From here, you can fire the camera on. It'll probably be in auto and you're good to just take off and start filming. But I'll cover some more advanced stuff in a later video. But really, that's all I wanted to show you today was just how to assemble this camera.